Oh, I restarted my computer and I forgot to check if like audio is working correctly, but it looks like it is. So, good, cool, awesome. Continue. Yes, we shall continue. 2:55 a.m. 10 years ago, a man named Cecil took a little girl named Lynn hostage, and then was killed by a meteorite fragment. Tonight, a man named Cecil met a detective named Lynn at a junkyard on the edge of town, and then was killed by a bullet. That's up to us. But the scene I find waiting for me on the other end of the phone line feels like the final nail in the coffin of my lost memory. Huh? I see. Myself. There you are, Commander Sith. Finally. Cecil, where have you been, my good man? We've been looking everywhere for you. Had a little unfinished business to take care of. Didn't think it would take this long. What about your people? They sure went out of their way to mess me up. I say, I believe we fulfilled every one of your conditions on our little deal. What right do you have to complain about anything outside of our bargain? We can talk about that when we get together. This will be our last communication by telephone. We'll arrive in 1 hour. I look forward to seeing you, Cecil. Dawn is approaching. The darkness surrounding my own mystery is deep, but I know it's always darkest before the dawn. Why do you know that? Yes. We're nearing the final stages of our little deal, my good man. Yes, sir. All preparations are complete, sir. This guy again. We just had a report, sir. Lights have been spotted, sir. Have they now? By all means, let me have a look. Yes. We're very close. We will now disconnect from the communication cable and have no service until they arrive, sir. We arrive. Whatever. Very well. Oh yeah, they're sure going alright. Nice try, Inspector Cabanela. But you could never stop me. See ya, sucker. Trick time. So, that submarine guy and his people have a deal going on with me, do they? If that's the case, they probably aren't the ones who killed me, right? Anyway, there's definitely something behind the inspector's death. I think I better talk to him. Hey, do you think you could wake up for me? Oh boy, still unconscious, eh? I guess he hasn't been dead for very long then. I'll just go ahead and go back 4 minutes before his death. I'm a little nervous about what I might see there, though. But if that's where I'm going to find my answers, I can't run away from it. Rewind time. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait for our call. That's a good boy. Gee, a hostage sure is a handy thing. Gives me complete control over the top police inspector in the country. Ugh. What's the matter? All those broken bones smart a bit? What's it like to feel pain? Does it make you feel alive? Why are you doing this? Now, is that any kind of question for a top inspector to ask? Isn't it obvious? Revenge, of course. Revenge on all the people who stole my life away 10 years ago. Don't be ridiculous. It was a meteorite that stole your life, or have you forgotten that? Wrong! I was murdered by all of you. Detective Jowd, who chased me down and forced me into a corner, even though I was innocent. Lynn, that girl who was right there where I was running. Lynn, she was just an innocent girl playing in the park. If that brat hadn't been there, I never would have thought of taking hostage. That's the most self-centered garbage I've ever heard. And finally, you, Inspector Cabanela. Me. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. You were so proud of your spotless record. In my case was the one blot on it, wasn't it? Only two people know the real truth, me and Detective Jowd. I bet tonight's execution will be quite a relief to you, won't it? One of the people who know about the stain on your record will disappear for good. That's why you didn't help him escape from prison. That's the kind of guy you are. I got nothing to say to you. You'll never listen anyway. Oof. Yo. We alive now? No, this, like, isn't us. It's our body, and... well, we don't really know yet. Ye gods. Now then, Inspector. Time to make a big red stain on your spotless white coat. This was another condition of my deal. To wipe out everybody who knew about Temsic. Revenge? That's what I'm up to? None of this makes any sense. Hey, man. Mind telling me what's going on? Inspector Cabanela. He's awake. My head's spinning, baby. Am I to understand that Cabanela character who just got shot is me? That's right. And you're supposed to be the scoundrel who just shot me? I guess so? But you couldn't be, could you? Huh? After all, the guy in the red suit just walked out the door, right? So, who are you? I guess I just have to face it. I'm not that Cecil guy. I'm somebody who's searching for himself. That's why I'm here to save you. And, at the very least, you have information about that guy in red. Information I need. So, you came on a rescue mission now, did you? Nothing like the sound of that, baby. Because there's a very important life here somewhere. A life valuable to this nation. Okay, so do your thing, baby. So, are you a manipulator too? I have ghost tricks, powers of the dead, yeah, but I can't control living creatures. Anyhoot, I think you'd better be very careful. That guy in red is a manipulator. Naturally, he knows about powers like yours. If he realizes you're here, things might get a little sticky. You're right, I'd better be careful. Look at him. There's that something emanating from his body. Is it really the sign of having special powers of the dead? I guess I'm gonna, like, try to not do anything and just go with the flow. Look at this place. What in the world happened here? I think I'm starting to remember. Something bad happened here. And now, there's another death lying hidden here. What? Another death? Didn't I tell you from the start? Didn't I say there was a very important life valuable to the nation here? I thought you were talking about you. I'm just a crazy character in a white coat, baby. I mean, Pigeon. Yeah, Pigeon guy would be the one who's here. Hey, come to think of it, where is that old Pigeon guy? I do kind of want to know what happens if this guy, like... That was a real shocker, baby. Didn't he feel that? He grilled his own fist to crispy perfection. It's just not natural, is it? It's kind of hard to move around here. He has the same kind of powers you do, after all. If you do anything too obvious, he'll notice you. Under these circumstances, I don't know if there's a way to save you. Ouch, don't admit that right in front of me, baby. Okay, well, it looks like I actually can't do anything right now, so... It's just gonna fall off. Wait, it like goes deeper. Dude, these rats! Oh crap. It's too heavy. Not surprising with that mountain of rubble on top. And there appears to be a death buried underneath that rubble. Please, help that person. Alright. Excuse me? Are you awake? With the pigeon. Of course. I never sleep during work hours. Professor, do you recognize me? There's only one crazy character in a white coat that I know of. He hasn't lost his memory. I'm not the type who likes losing things, but never mind that. Cabanela, this is quite a surprising guest you've brought with you. Pretending like he didn't just blow up the place. Are you talking about me? Oh, this is a different guy, and I'm his guest, actually. Said he'd come to rescue us. Unlike you, my sharp friend... Unlike you, my sharp friend, he still hasn't gotten his memory back. Pitiful. Ouch, that hurts. Anyway, now we'll be going back to 4 minutes before your death. In order to change your fate, that is. But aren't we already in the past, man? No, but we can go even further. I've done it before. I still don't see a path to saving Inspector Cabanela. But if we go back further, maybe I'll find a lead. How many times do I have to tell you, Professor? This place is dangerous. Don't be daft. I can leave now. I can't leave now. Definitely can't leave now, yeah. He's completely dead, but just as I thought, I'm getting a reading. This is the source of his powers. If I remove it... He's not dead, he's just not there? Question mark? Exclamation point? The true form of a manipulator isn't something you can detect, it's a spirit. Ridiculous. Heh, heh, heh. So, you figured it all out, huh? You're a clever man, Inspector Cabanela. So, it's really true. You're... I wasted a lot of time tonight because of you, Inspector. But it's all just like you said. I died 10 years ago. This body is just a vessel, a shell. I control everything. This shell, people, just like I controlled the Justice Minister and Lynn. So it's true. You were manipulating my baby that time? You made her shoot your shell? But why? Why would you do a thing like that? To create conclusive evidence, you know, on that security tape. Now she's a murderer too. She'll suffer just like Jowd did. Now then, Professor. I'm afraid it's time for you to die. I don't have any grudge against you. I'm even grateful to you. Oh yeah? So why don't you let me live then? I'll be leaving this country forever tonight, but before I do, I need to erase all evidence that these powers of mine exist. Along with the contraption in this room. This time, the thing will work the way it was meant to, and it'll all be over. Cupid won't turn this time. He'll shoot his little arrow this way. Professor, look out! Oh, and that's why he has broken bones, I guess. Dynamite, eh? When the devil did he put that there? He planted it. He planned it all out tonight. Having my baby shoot him, having his corpse disappear. His corpse disappeared. That medical examiner, remember him? He was a complete and utter imposter. He said he was going to take the corpse back to the lab, but he'd already made a deal with the manipulator to meet him and give him the body back. But I wasn't going to let that happen, baby. You saw through their plan, eh? I noticed right away the medical examiner didn't know the first thing about examining a body. I knew he was a fake, so I tracked him down and bought him off. You know, I'm smart, okay? Bought him off, question mark. I had him smuggle the corpse to this room. I thought we could find the source of his powers. Of course, never in my wildest dreams did I think his abilities were powers of the dead. Anyway, there isn't much time. He's leaving the country before dawn. And I'm gonna follow him, of course, after I save you two. But something's been nagging at the back of my mind. I remember what Ray said to me tonight. He said that spirits cease to exist when the day breaks. But if that's true, how could a spirit from 10 years ago still be here? No time for thinking now, baby. Action is the name of the game. Work your magic and take us back, even further into the past. Alright, man. Jump in there and stop that explosion, would you? Easy enough for you to say. Foolish of you to say, too. If you stop the explosion, he'll just do me in some other way. Fair enough. Then jump in there and take care of that man in red, would you? I repeat, easy enough for you to say. And most likely impossible to boot. That huge explosion didn't even make him bat an eye. Well, what do you propose then, Prof? We'll go with that. Pray tell. Your best bet is to save me during the explosion without him noticing. Easy enough for you to say. Sheesh, what's with these people? Anywho, jump in there and do something. Goodbye. It's no use, I can't open it. Could the fact that the professor is standing on it have anything to do with it? I may look small, but I'm pretty heavy set. He sounds so proud of that fact, too. This door. Such a pity. Too bad it doesn't open downward. Sometimes life can be so hard. Wouldn't you agree, Professor? Yeah, that's why we're both dead. A door that opens downward, eh? What in the world is this thing? This device has that meteorite data entered into it. If it detects Temsic radiation, it responds. Got that, kid? Isn't it a lovely thing? I guess sometimes it's important not to think about things too much. What a sorry pair. Fool, what do you think you're doing? I just thought I'd try it out. If you do, you're going to set the contraption in motion. Oh yeah. I just thought... he just thought he'd blow me up, is what he thought. Oops, that was my bad. There aren't a whole lot of things I can use my tricks on in this room. Yeah, there's really not much I can do, huh? No use, can't open it. Could the fact that the guy in red is standing on it have anything to do with it? Is he more heavy set than he looks too? Why are you asking me? This door. Too bad it doesn't open downwards. Thought for a split second I was going to be able to open that thing, but... Whoops, wrong button. As you perhaps have already noticed, time is running out, baby. Yeah, no perhaps about it, I know. But you know, there aren't a whole lot of things I can use my ghost tricks on in here. Looks like it's all over. Unless I find another path, I'm sort of at a deadlock here. Cecil. Hey, I know that voice. Missile! Help me? Please be Missile. Help me, find me, before I'm carried away. What's with the frail-sounding call for help? He's here somewhere. A friend of yours? Yep, a little guy that looks a little fragile, but has strength that'd surprise you. Well, he's asking for you to find him. And before he's carried away, no less. But I'm almost out of time. Should I look for him? Oh! Cecil, here I am! Oh hey, it's... Missile! What are you doing there? Do you really have to ask? Seriously, are you really going there? No, that's okay, never mind. Anyway, I need your powers. Will you help me out? Of course! Here, let me come join you. So fast! Okay, here I am, Cecil. Now maybe things will flow in a new direction. Even though the flow of the sewer is a little bit stinky. Okay, let's stop that explosion. No, we can't do that. Okay, let's take care of that man in red then. No, we can't do that either. We can't do this. We can't do that. What can we do? We let the explosion happen. Then we rescue the old pigeon guy without the man in red noticing. And your powers are the key to all of it, Missile. Oh, I don't know about that, but I'll do my best. We're talking about a matter of seconds. We can't miss our chance. Not exactly sure what to do still, but... Can at least look around now. Yeah, there's no going up from here. Oh no, I'm in the way. Those squeaky guys are making a fuss about something. Cecil, my animal instincts are starting to surface. If you mean you want to chase them, I think you'll have to be alive to do that. There must be some kind of rat feast in that trash can. Those things usually make a bigger commotion than that. A bigger commotion, eh? Now that's what I'd call some proper commotion. They're making that trash can dance. Truth be told, I feel a bit like dancing now myself. It's getting harder and harder to hold my wild instincts back. What a dangerous bunch. I can't reach. Please roll, please roll. Oh, but it needs to, like, flatten out. Okay. Not yet. Not yet. There we go. Sorry, little pigeon. As for you, Inspector, I have a little job for you. I can't move. I think I have 4 or 5 broken bones. I don't mind. It won't prevent you. It won't prevent me from manipulating you. It might make it hurt a little bit when I move you, though. Quite a bit, actually. Pigeon. Oh, he just doesn't see the hole in the ground? Okay. Smart. Intelligent. Can't believe it. You lot actually pulled it off. Sorry, Inspector Cabanela, I couldn't do anything to help you. And there I am, a poor broken heap of arms and legs. But no matter, I enjoyed the show. The magic disappearing act, that is. Nothing like it, baby. Yeah, except, unlike a normal magic trick, I'm the one that managed to vanish without a trace here. What's the matter? You look like you'd rather be dead, not that you aren't. I was just remembering the fact that, right about now, the real me has given the poor Justice Minister a real fright. Oh, that phone call? Yeah, he was pretty upset. Excuse me, mister. You really shouldn't be mean like that. And what's this lively little creature? Oh, this little doggy is the warrior who keeps Camilla safe. Or he would be if he was actually still full of life. Camilla. Gods in heaven, what a terrible thing. That poor little girl, taken hostage? It's a cruel twist of fate indeed. Wait, just a minute. Miss Camilla is a hostage? Yes, we're sorry, little warrior. Miss Camilla? A hostage? What's a hostage? Anyway, Inspector Cabanela, it's time to save your life now. But you couldn't get very far when you tried before, am I right? But this time it's different, right, Cecil? That's right. With us working together, it's a whole different situation. We'll save the Inspector in white, and then we'll go rescue Camilla, okay? Okay, let's hurry up and get through this. Gee, kids, you're making me feel like an afterthought. Alright, let's get started. Inspector Cabanela is upstairs, so our first step is to get up there. Cecil, I'll go up first and wait for you. Fast. Okay, lovey-dove. We need your help. Carry this measuring device upstairs. It has Mr. Ghost in it, so don't drop it. You've got grit, little pigeon. I better get up there before the little pigeon's strength gives out. Missile is waiting for me. I'd better hurry. There you are, Cecil. Sorry for the wait, Missile. 4 minutes from now, the inspector will be killed by a gun. You just jump in there and stop him from firing, would you? Sigh. There you go again with that stuff. Besides, it doesn't make any sense. If you stop him from firing, he'll just kill you some other way. Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Yep, same situation as mine. Your best bet this time around is to allow him to shoot, and then save Cabanela without him noticing. Phew, it's even worse than last time. Anywho, jump in there and do something! Okay, I'm ready to jump in, Cecil. Don't forget, whenever you want to use my powers, just tap ZR. Okay. I don't actually see anything swappable right now, but... I guess there's still stuff down there. I'm like kind of stuck. Stuck on something. Maybe the man in white put a curse on it. Yeah, like a message. Do something to help me. Oh, that's spooky. If I have a message for you, I'll tell you myself. Thank you very much. Okay, go ahead. Stop messing with the battered old hoist. Do something to help me. You heard him, Cecil. Oh boy. Okay, so let's see what happens. What? What's going on? I've never seen the ghost world like this. So you're here, are you? He sensed my presence. I noticed you. You think you can stop me, do you? He's looking at the screen. I don't know why you're wearing my face, but you might as well give up now. I control everything. Dang it! Everything, including the life of this police inspector in white. Wait, don't shoot! I guess using my powers right in front of the other me wasn't such a good idea. Especially when somebody gets shot because of it. Guess the only thing I can do is aim for that break when he looks away. Just have to be sure I don't miss my chance. Good luck, kids! So, when we save this character in white, we should do it without stopping the guy from firing, and without him noticing. In other words, Once it's fired, the bullet will be the key to this whole thing. Once it's fired, the bullet will be the key to this whole thing. Don't forget, whenever you want to use my powers, just tap ZR. Okay. So at some point he, like, gets shot, and... that, like, moves the stepladder, I guess? Oh, did you see that? That bad Cecil turned around. Do you have to call him that? But yeah, maybe this is our chance to try some ghost tricks. This is the only time he takes off me, too. Off of me, too. If you have something to do, do it now. Time to take the first step towards saving the Inspector. Okay. Yo. I can't... Ah, shoot. You're in the way, missile. That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Let's try that again. What was that? I'm hoping this is like the same shape as the bullet or something. I don't have control during that, like, scene. For whatever it's worth. Yikes, I'm a little scared right now. Why didn't he die? Because he's already dead. He died 10 years ago. I knew full well he wouldn't die if I shot him. Then why did you go to the trouble of shooting him at all? Time's almost up, that's enough chit-chat. But now the situation has changed slightly. These last split seconds are our chance. Now then, Inspector. Time to make a big red stain on your spotless blah 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 blah. Let's see what happens. Am I gonna have a chance to, like, act? This was another condition of my deal. To wipe out everyone who knew about Temsic. He's going to shoot. It's too late. It's too late. It's no use! Even with my powers, there's nothing I can do. I don't see anything to swap the bullet with. I guess you didn't make it in time. I'm so sorry, Inspector. I guess we'll have to try again. Again? I'm gonna get shot again? I don't, like, get to see the shape of the bullet. It might be this book, but that's actually reachable, so no, I guess not. Knocking over the helmet definitely felt relevant, but... So Cecil, could you explain something to me? Exactly how did the man in white die? He got shot with a gun. Gun, huh? I've always wondered about those things. How can people die when they hear a loud bang? Huh, why do they? I don't remember. Oh, bother. I hope I never lose my memory. Mr. Whitecoat here died because he got shot with a bullet. Bullet? A little lump of metal. It proves fatal when it gets lodged in his head. Oh, is that where he gets shot? Aha, I get it. It's like it's like a little tiny Mino, right? Yeah, something like that, I guess. Different shape, though. In that case, I ought to be able to use my power on it to save the man in white. Hey, good news, Whitecoat? Can't anybody here just call me Cabanela? The fact that this is the same shape as the hard hats feels relevant, but I can't really see how to connect those two things. Top of this bookshelf is lined with books. How does the old pigeon guy even reach up here? And I wonder if he makes his pigeon fetch these books for him. I ain't tellin'. So many mysteries surrounding this old man. But never mind those. Maybe knocking that off is a bad idea. Could you imagine? If there was a way to get over here, I think I'd take it, but doesn't seem easily possible. I guess I can move the stepladder after he gets shot. Okay, yeah, now what? Oh, I guess that's bullet-shaped? I mean, they're both equally close to the gun. I don't know if it matters if I swap these. Well, would you look at that? Right on the hook. I love knit hats, so warm, and most of all, soft. Hey, now that I'm looking at it, that hat is the same shape as the helmet you just knocked down. Yes, indeed. Aha, I thought so. Okay, so we can... can we swap those? Is he gonna notice that? Can I even, like, thread the gap here? Oh, God. There definitely exists a line between these two things that doesn't touch these other dots, but like they might have a capture region that's too big. I don't know if it's possible. Oh, maybe I can knock it off. Oh, who am I? Where am I? That, like, didn't help at all. I mean, had I never knocked the helmet off, things might be a little different, but... doesn't seem to react to that anymore. For better or for worse. Don't see anything I can swap the bullet with. Okay. I guess I'll try... without... removing the hard hat? That didn't seem good. I'm not gonna lie. Wonder if there's some like way to get the hard hat to land in, or it's calling it a helmet, to get it to land in like a different place. Seems like it always lands there. Knocking off the helmet does kind of seem like the right thing to do, but... unsure about that still. That's the kind of guy you are. Maybe if I could swivel the desk lamp back, but I don't think there's a chance to do that. Like, it's in my way. It's so awkward. Because as soon as you knock the helmet off, he turns back around, and so, like, the desk lamp is gonna be facing the direction that you used to get it to the helmet in the first place. Those are Temstick fragments. It's an article from back when it was big news. 10 years ago, nobody really understood it. I guess that's still true today. Yeah, guess so. So what exactly is this thing? Looks like a giant nail clipper to me. No, it most certainly does not. It's an instrument used in analyzing radiation-emitting matter. Oh, yes, I see. You're not alone, kid. None of the rest of us understand it either, baby. Yeah, you said it. Okay, well, that was about as fruitful as I expected. This is a really thick book. I can't read, so I don't know what it's about. Will I ever get my memory back? Oh, that almost works. I can, like, route around them. Dang it. Come on, you can do this. I believe, Missile. You got this. No! What? Wait. Did I just jump directly from one to the other? God, what am I doing? I just want to get a connection between these two, because it feels possible at this point. I think I've done it, and I think that swapping them, like, is not being given as an option. Yeah, that's a good consistent way to do it. Go from this one instead. Yeah, and then wrap it around. Yeah, I'm not allowed to swap these. Why? They even made a comment how they were the same shape. I guess they're not the same shape because it's, like, rotated? Is that what the problem is? I guess maybe that's their issue. Okay, fair enough. I mean, maybe it's a bullet now. Wait, our chance is coming up. Yeah, okay, fine. Looks like a very fat bullet, but what do I know what bullets look like? The last split second, right? Leave it to me. It's like I had the solution all along. Would you look at that? The bullet is hanging in midair between the gun and the inspector's forehead. Now's our chance. I'm hearing the bullet right now. Let's swap this thing with something else. What? It's our only hope. There's gotta be something here with the same shape and direction as the bullet. And direction, yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Oh, so I guess you probably could have swapped it with the hard hat, but I... I mean, to be honest, even a knit hat moving at the speed of a bullet... probably would kill someone, but, I mean... I don't think he noticed. Looks like you pulled off another magic disappearing act. And now, I say again, I love knit hats, so warm and most of all, soft. Did I do alright? You did a fine job, little one. You saved another life. And I'll keep doing it too. Over and over. I mean, I was screwing around, but I did learn something, like, really important, that the direction that things are rotated does matter. Like, I didn't know that before, and I don't think I would have learned that if I had just, like, solved it right away, so... I still maintain that I don't I don't know what the shape of the bullet was to begin with, so it's kind of hard to know what you're looking for exactly, but it's fine. We figured it out. What I saw in just these 4 minutes gave me all the answers I've been looking for. All our research these past 10 years pales in comparison, right, Professor? So, you two were working together. That's about the size of it, yeah. Who would believe a story about a manipulator? So, we pursued it ourselves, just the two of us. I'm quite a crazy character myself, after all. Okay, let's hurry back. Back to our time. We have to rescue Miss Camilla. You're right, Missile. And there's a certain guy I have to follow, too. After completing his revenge on Inspector Cabanela, the man in red left. And now, a new story is about to unfold, in a new present. How are you feeling, you old crazy character? Hey there, Prof. We're both alive, I see. Yeah, nothing like it, baby. I don't know if I'm getting old or what. I've got a few aches and pains here and there. Used to be a little thing like an explosion wouldn't bother me. Yeah, right. Like I'm gonna believe that. So what? The guy in red is gone, eh? Just in case, I posted special investigation units all around the building. Let's just pray the boys came through for us. Dang it, you picked a bad time not to listen to me, body of mine. Well, looks like both their deaths were erased. Unfortunately, in the case of the Inspector in white, I can't call it a complete success. But in any case, these two have the information I need to start tracking the manipulator. I better talk to them. If I knew things were going to end up like this, I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way I could have been dancing after Big Red by now. Might be able to erase deaths, but it's true I can't do much about injuries. But really, you shouldn't talk that way. Yeah, sorry. I suppose you're right. I just hate feeling so helpless. He was right there, within my grasp. All our plans were resting on tonight, and then this had to happen. I guess he's thinking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector. We still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him. Say, you're right. That's not a bad idea. I'll cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire away with any questions you like, Mr. Ghost. This spotless record of yours, is it really that important to you? Of course, baby. In some ways, it's more important to me than my life. Than your life, eh? After all, it's because of my record that I'm able to get my hands on all intel as head of the Special Investigation Unit. And because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigation into the manipulator case. Gasp. The manipulator case? That's why you cared about your record so much. Of course. Why else, baby? I just never could believe it, man. Jowd shooting Alma? I didn't care that he confessed. There was definitely something more to the story. Some secret. I did everything I could to climb the ladder. Everything in my power. And then I finally found the answer. It took 5 long years, though. The manipulator. He's going to prove that Jowd is innocent. What incredible determination. What about the manipulator? We first found out about the manipulator's existence during a certain overseas communication. Overseas communication? For national security purposes, this country keeps tabs on the communications networks. This particular communication was about making a deal with a certain foreign country. He said he wanted them to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him. Of course, we didn't know what he looked like at the time. And, in order to prove these powers of his, he gave them 2 predictions. He foresaw 2 completely preposterous, impossible cases. The case of a man who would sing national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast, and the case of a man who would take the chief commissioner hostage in his own office. Those 2 inmates at the special prison, eh? We kept tabs on their communications and launched an investigation. And then, finally, we pinpointed where they were going to meet tonight and staked it out. Wait. The bartender, question mark? I guess they had the waitress. Okay. That restaurant at the Chicken Kitchen. Yeah. The manipulator plans on leaving this country tonight. On a submarine that belongs to the other country in this deal. Submarine? But we haven't been able to find where it's going to surface. It's terrifying to think what would happen if his powers were to fall into their hands. Right. Highly unlikely they'd use him for peaceful purposes. And now they have that little girl as a hostage. Camilla. We have to stop him before he leaves the country. That guy mentioned revenge. Revenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago. He's a fool. He's the one who made the decision to take that little girl hostage, and he wound up dead. He only has himself to blame. But what about when he said this? Clonk. I was murdered by all of you! Detective Jowd, who forced me into a corner, Lynn, the girl who was playing in the park, and finally, you, Inspector Cabanela. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. Yes, 10 years ago, on that day, the Special Investigation Unit was working on a certain big case. We hauled in a young man, an important witness to our investigation. And then, I did it. I made 2 very stupid mistakes. Detective, I'm telling you, I don't know anything about it. Fine, fine. You're under no obligation to talk, of course. But if you don't, the Special Investigation Unit can make the rest of your life a living hell. But I'd just been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit, you see. They didn't share much info on big cases with a newbie like me yet, and I wanted to impress them. It was only supposed to be a simple matter of taking his statement, but I was too green. I pushed him too hard. I drove him into a corner and made him lose all hope. That was my first mistake. And then I made another mistake on top of that. Cabanela, got a minute? The chief wants to see you about your report. Got it. I'll be right there. You stay right here and be a good boy now. And that's when I did it. I left it behind in the interrogation room. My gun. How could you? He used my gun to escape. What he said is true. If I hadn't made that mistake, he never would have had a gun pointed at Lynn in the first place. There's one thing I just don't understand. If you were so determined to help Detective Jowd, why didn't you help him escape from the prison? That's an easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime. Yep. I wasn't about to help him commit a crime after spending 5 years trying to prove him innocent. And he himself asked to be executed, you know. As a man of the law, I had to make sure that the execution was stopped legally. And that's why I brought him before the Justice Minister, too. I needed to buy as much time as I possibly could, baby. So that's it, eh? But there's one little unfortunate result of all this. Lynn completely misunderstood your intentions. Ha! What's a little misunderstanding? My baby will come around. Give it time. But there are more important things to do with our time tonight. I guess I have to talk to this other guy now, too. Mr. Superintendent, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know. I used to be part of the police. The police, huh? Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I investigated victims' cause of death. 10 years ago, I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse. Hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the police report said. There were no signs of life. He was definitely dead. But I never filed an autopsy report. That's because the corpse suddenly vanished, leaving behind only one clue. An unusual corpse. I bet that's what I've been chasing all night. Could you tell me more? Yeah, sure. I have an interest in you recovering your memory and finding your true identity, too. The corpse left behind some data from some testing I did. I got some readings for some kind of radiation coming off that body. Radiation? I used all kinds of instruments, but I couldn't determine exactly what kind of radiation it was. Some undiscovered type from a world unknown. Wait a minute, could it be? That's right, it was coming from that meteorite fragment. I went to that park and tested the spot where the meteorite fell, and just as I expected, I detected radiation coming from that crater. It was the exact same pattern of radiation as that of the corpse. At the time, I thought he was some kind of immortal being. He would die only to come back to life. I wanted to research it all in depth, so I quit my job as a police medical examiner. Several years later, I came to learn the connection between my research and the manipulator case, thanks to the arrival of this crazy character here. Oh, stop now, Professor. Do you want to see me blush? Unusual corpse. That's the only way I can describe it, too. It was an unusual corpse. He was dead alright, no question about that. But there wasn't a scratch on him. Not a scratch, but I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment. I don't understand it any more than you do. I was completely bewildered. But when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. I couldn't perform the autopsy. You couldn't? What do you mean? The scalpel went in, but I couldn't cut. As soon as I tried to make an incision, it would heal up at the very next instant. And that's how it went. No scarring or blood, either. And I never had the chance to solve the mystery. That's because the corpse up and vanished on us. The morgue is well guarded. Nobody could have stolen that body. But there is one way the corpse could have disappeared. What's that? Just walks out on his own, obviously. It got up, opened the door, and walked out on its own. What? He was dead, but he wasn't dead. We saw it with our own eyes tonight. Not even that explosion could kill him. And he didn't even feel it when he slammed his fist on that stove. Gavinel's arrival. It was about a year ago, I'd say. This man in white came dancing into my research lab here. Dancing indeed. I heard there was an oddball here who's researching Temsic. Is that you, baby? Who are are you to be calling anybody an oddball? I was investigating the manipulator case then. And then I heard there was a man who'd quit the police force to study the meteorite. When I heard that, it was like a meteorite had struck me on the head. At the time, we were just starting to get leads on this manipulator. We didn't know who he was yet, but we knew he was communicating with a certain foreign country. In one of those communications, we heard the manipulator say this: "The source of my power is not of this world." And that's when I put 2 and 2 together, baby. The manipulator case and Temsic were somehow connected. Which also explained how 5 years ago he used his powers to manipulate a birthday surprise a little girl made for her mother. He added that gun to the contraption, most likely by controlling Camilla. Is that what we're going with? I mean, sure. So that contraption in the basement here, you built that to try and help Detective Jowd? That's right. Jowd and I worked together back when I was with the Force. I used the reports of his case to try and recreate the device. But there was just one part of it that I couldn't reproduce, no matter how hard I tried. Camilla told Jowd it did something it shouldn't have. It made an impossible move. I added that part to the device I recreated. I put in a part that would allow Cupid to rotate, otherwise the gun wouldn't fire. So that must mean somebody manipulated Camilla's contraption. As a result, we proved to ourselves that the manipulator actually existed. Okay. Inspector Cabanela! Hey, baby. Sorry about that phone call. I must have sounded like a real villain. Hated to spoil your image of me. Of that cool cat inspector you always looked up to. Is that really the image she had of him? Inspector Cabanela, I'm sorry, I just heard. You were chasing after that man all this time to try and help Detective Jowd. This manipulator is such a dangerous character. I was hoping you didn't have to be involved. So that's why you had me arrested tonight, isn't it? Like I always say, if somebody is in the way, throw him in the slammer. Yikes. Tonight. I really thought we finally had him. But my body gave out on me right at the critical moment. It's like a cruel joke. Ha ha ha! But a joke is a joke. You might as well laugh. Jowd! The minister called off the execution order. And while he was at it, he let Detective Jowd free until tomorrow morning, too. It's a pretty extreme while he was at it. Sorry it took so long to get here. You can leave the rest to me. There you go again, you've always been like that. You make everyone else run around, and then you swoop in at the last second. Jowd. 5 years ago, you left this coat with me just before you turned yourself in. I promised to give it back to you one day. That is one magical pigeon. I've been waiting so long, Detective Jowd. I like how, actually, more of the prison clothes are, like, visible now. Waiting for this day to come. Thanks for not giving up on me, Lynn. Okay, I'm off then. Good luck, my old friend. This present you gave me, it's just what I needed. Thank you. Glad you like it. So we're like not gonna worry about getting this guy to like a hospital, or... Cecil, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. You and I have to go find that man. I need your help. Will you do this with me? Sure, but how? We don't know where the submarine is, and the phone line doesn't work. They use communication cables to make their calls. We'll get you hooked up somehow, you'll see. Could you wait here until we do, please? Okay, fine. I'm counting on you. This true self you're looking for. I bet you'll find it soon. Alright, I'm leaving, Inspector Cabanela. No. It's almost dawn. I'm not who I thought I was. I'm actually further from knowing who I am than ever. But now, I don't feel so alone. Each one of us, for his or her own reasons, is looking for the truth. Together, I think we can shed light on these mysteries and drive away the darkness. But it's almost dawn. Oh god, so many illustrations. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay. Lynn kept her promise about getting me hooked up. About 2 hours before dawn, the phone rang. Hello? This is Jowd. Cecil, are you listening? We need your powers. No time to talk, we'll be waiting for you. Well, you'd better get going. This long night is drawing to an end. Yeah, it looks like it. Thank you for all your help tonight. I'm the one who should be thanking you. The other end of the phone line. I'm finally gonna find all my answers. I'd better go. Single telephone line connects me and the other Cecil. But that single line spreads out like a spider's web to ensnare the fates of many people. And I just reached the center of the web. Welcome to the Yonoa. Detective Jowd. My detective sense must have gotten rusty. I didn't sense your presence here in the dark. That's because I switched the power to my mask off, Detective Jowd. I used your phone, hope you don't mind. Egad, never thought you'd track us here, especially seeing as you're a death row inmate. And I'm equally surprised about your choice of transportation, a submarine, eh? But how did you find us, my man? Not even the police knew where the Yonoa was going to surface, confound it. We detectives have a little saying. If there's something you want to know about a case, ask the criminals. The bullet the man in red was shot with had a radio transmitter in it. I have a little something for you. Haha, there's the clock. It's actually a radio pickup signal thingy. Cabanela has given me some pretty weird presents in the past, but they always prove useful. This one was a radio receiver, made to look like a pocket watch. Yes, Inspector Cabanela. I hear he's an excellent investigator. By the way, where is the man in red? I know he's on this submarine somewhere. Ah, Cecil, you mean? You! You can relax. That's nothing but his shell. His shell, eh? His spirit isn't here right now. Most likely right about now, he's controlling your daughter. Please, I beg you, let my daughter go. If you need a hostage, take me. Just please, let her go. Bah! There's something our nation needs. Cecil has it. That's all we care about, my man. Nothing else matters. However, it would appear Cecil has underestimated us. He's left behind his precious bargaining chip here. Bargaining chip? Our nation has already researched it. This product that Cecil has to offer. The source of his power. What? What in the world was that? The Temsik fragment. It gives spirits special powers. And now, our deal with Cecil is concluded, as far as we're concerned. What are you talking about? Tisk-tix noises. What a mistake to make right at the most critical moment. Now then, Detective Jowd. Farewell. What in the world? The whole room just vanished. Detective Jowd! Where did he go? Phone. Oh? What now? I think I heard an explosion somewhere. In any case, Lynn and the little lady should be here somewhere. I smell danger. I better find them, and fast. I see 2 balls. Where's Missile when you need him? Oh, hi. So you're here, huh? It's Missile! Yes, I think I even remember who you are by now. What do you suppose that shock was a minute ago? I have no idea, of course. I'm just a little sheltered apartment dog. What with my loss of memory, I can't say I'm much better. Anyway, let's hurry up and go save Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla. Do you think that trusty nose of yours can sniff them out? I'm sorry to say, I don't think you can. Why did I even bother to ask? But you do have the power to swap objects. So, let's go find that lady detective and the little lady together. You got it! Telephone is ringing. Wow! It's Miss Camilla, I just know it. My trusty nose is practically screaming it at me. I think you'd call that more of a hunch. Anyway, let's get to that phone before it stops ringing. You bet! I think I just heard another little explosion in the distance. Got a bad feeling about this. Cecil, look! That black hello? It came off the hook. Uh-oh, I better answer it, fast. Hello? Hello? Miss Camilla? Miss Camilla! What is it, Missile? Oh, Cecil, hurry! Hurry! Okay, I'm coming. The path is right here in front of me, I just have to use it. Oh, apparently I was Missile. Hello? Is anybody there? It's her, the little lady. It's Cecil, where are you? Somebody please answer. I guess she can't hear my voice. You too, huh? Oh good, I thought she was ignoring me. Somebody help me. Lynn is... She said Lynn. Miss Lynn! We better hurry. Let's go, Cecil. Go there. Go where? Go there. Of course, she's dead again. It's no use, nobody's answering. Miss Camilla! And... Miss Lynn! Oh, poor Miss Lynn! Yeah, she can't seem to catch a break. Looks like another tragedy has happened. Sorry to keep you waiting, little lady. Sissy, I knew you'd come. Miss Camilla! Miss Camilla! And Missile, too. I'm glad to see you're alright. Well, I wouldn't say I'm alright, exactly. Hey, wait a minute. Missile, your voice. I think I remember hearing it somewhere before. What? My voice? That's right. Camilla has a core now, so that means she did hear Missile's voice before, when he saved her that time. So that was you, wasn't it, Missile? You're the one who saved me in the park tonight. Thank you. Miss Camilla, I'm so glad I was born your little doggy. Hey, Missile? Could you stay here and watch over your mistress for a while? Huh? But don't you need my powers? I'll see what I can do on my own for a while. After all, you're the only one who can protect her. Okay, I'll do it. Thank you, Missile. I wonder what happened this time. I better talk to the little lady a little more. And then, I better do something about the detective lady. Can I talk to you a minute? Yes, sissy. Could you tell me what happened to you? Is this her 4th death? I've lost count. I think it's more than that. What happened after I last saw you at your old house? Oh, let's see. After that, I think I fell asleep. I woke up to the sound of an engine. So, she was already in the submarine by then, eh? I thought to myself, I have to escape. The next thing I knew, I found myself in this big room. I was so tired I couldn't move. And then... Camilla! I was so relieved. I don't remember what happened after that. She must have passed out, the poor thing. You've been through so much. You were very brave. I think Lynn's probably been through more than me. You've both been brave. I'm sorry I can't help right now, Cecil, but I think I better stay with Miss Camilla. Yeah, that's alright. I think so too. After all, you're the only one who can protect her. Okay, thank you. Cecil? Yes? Could you say that again? I really like the sound of that. Yeah, maybe later. Oh boy. Like how she looks up for that. Oh, Cecil, you're here. Lynn, what in the world happened here? I don't know. Huh? I just sort of blacked out all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know in that case. And where's Detective Jowd? Is he alright? I don't know. Huh? The room he was in just disappeared all of a sudden. Now it's all making even less sense than before. After we left the Super's office, we followed after the man in red. We tracked him with a radio transmitter Inspector Cabanela fired into him with a bullet. The man in red took a boat out to sea from a small harbor on the edge of town. Detective Jowd and I managed to secretly stow away on his boat, and then we sneaked onto the submarine with him when it surfaced. Before long, the submarine dove back down again. Detective Jowd and I decided to split up. He would take care of the telephone line, and I would look for Camilla. I found Camilla hiding here in the engine room. She had escaped and run away here. Wow, that's quite an adventure. What happened next? I don't know. Huh? There was a flash of white all of a sudden. Next thing I know, I was dead. Oh boy, it sounds like it'd be quicker to see for myself. Camilla, are you okay? Ah. Camilla? Hello, Lynn. Or is it Detective now? It's been 10 years since we last met. Are you really that man from the park 10 years ago? Well, well, I see there's no need to introduce myself. Give Camilla back. She has nothing to do with any of this. Afraid I can't do that. This is my last chance. The phone is ringing. It's not for me. Nobody ever calls the dead. The fact that you're here means that my revenge plan has failed. Revenge plan? It didn't happen tonight, did it? His execution. Well, knowing him, I half expected as much. That's why I was waiting here like this, waiting for him to show up. Wouldn't it just be... Wouldn't it just... Wouldn't it be just what he wanted? To be executed by his own daughter? I heard about 10 years ago. I feel sorry about what happened to you. But revenge? Nobody could possibly know what I've... Oh. What in the world? An explosion? Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. Have I been had? Look out! Revenge, huh? That's a feeling I just can't understand. Of course not. You're not him. She's right. I'm not him, am I? He was going to shoot Detective Jowd as Camilla when he came to rescue her. It's just too horrible. Anyway, let's bring you back to life. Again. You didn't have to add the again part. Yes, he did. So let's see, the cause of death this time was that mysterious explosion. You're pretty up for a dead woman. You know how detectives love a good mystery. It's like a shot of vitamins. And what do you mean for a dead woman? Anyway, I guess we should look for a way to stop that explosion. Alright, let's do this thing. Finding clues like a dose of minerals is like a dose of minerals to a detective. I'm afraid my memory loss. I have no idea what vitamins or minerals are. Okay. Great. It's no use, I can't get the line to work. That's funny. I thought I could use the phone in the past if someone was calling. What are you talking about? The receiver has to be off the hook first, silly. Well, don't look at me. I can't do it. I don't have any hands or feet right now. Somebody please answer the phone. If you want something done, you have to do it yourself. Hey, we somehow managed to knock down the receiver. Somehow managed? Who's to say it's not how I planned it? Come on, hurry. Now's your chance to get on the phone. It might be Detective Jowd. She's right. I better check it out. Hello? Anybody there? If anyone's still there, get yourself here on the double. We're about to head out. Speak up. Why don't you answer? Anyway, come if you're coming. We're leaving. Alright, go. Go, I'm going. So it must be true what they say, that there are restless ghosts on board. That does it. I promise to turn over a new leaf, Mom. Who's he calling restless ghosts? Well, it's true, neither of us really is resting in peace. Anyway, it looks like the sub just lost one of its crew. I guess that means the fate of this sub has changed slightly. Cecil has underestimated us. He's left behind his precious bargaining chip here. Bargaining chip? It's Detective Jowd! What's going on there? I saw this little deal go down once before. In just a moment, the man in red is about to get his Temsic fragment taken away. I don't get it. What's happening? They decided to conclude the deal without the other party present. They're just going to go ahead and steal the Temsic fragment. Huh? But that's cheating! I think we have more important things to worry about right now. Where's the Temsic fragment going to go? where does the fruit come from? Won't budge. Maybe it's broken? Well, I guess I don't have to lower it right now. And if I ever had to move it, I could probably get Lynn to do it for me. Nothing's happening. Sure seems like it should do something. Maybe it's just some kind of ornament? The Temsic Fragment. The objective has been achieved. Now, we detach the control room as planned. Yes, sir. Farewell, sir. Cecil, what just happened? The whole room just disappeared, with Detective Jowd in it. Don't worry, Lynn. I bet Detective Jowd can take care of himself. The main thing right now is rescuing you and the little lady. I can't believe this is happening. Now then, I'd better hurry along, before Cecil discovers what he's lost and comes after me. The Yunoa will be his coffin. May it lie buried here in the deep sea, forever. Farewell, Cecil. Look how they're just all crammed in, like, the tiny submarine inside of the big submarine. Aha, so that's the cause of the giant explosion. Huh? What is? What is? What is? Don't tell me that's another thing you've forgotten. The torpedo. It's like, well, you've heard of a missile before, haven't you? Yeah, sure. But a different missile comes more readily to mind. It looks like he plans to sink the submarine with that thing. This is not good. We have to do something before that torpedo is fired. Nothing's happening. We can't let it launch. But what can we do? Let's just get to the torpedo as fast as we can. Maybe we can find a way to stop it somehow. Somehow. A true detective never gives up. Well, we certainly can't just ignore it. Crap. It feels already quite gone, though. I'm pretty sure I, like, missed my chance, like, a million years ago. I needed to, like, ride the fragment or something. Oh, and now I'm mega trapped. It's too late. It's no use. There's nothing we can do from here. There goes the missile. Now there's really nothing we can do. Only our missile is here right now. I bet he'd try to take it head on for us. Yeah, I bet he would. Looks like we better rethink this whole thing. And try and get up to the Temsic fragment when it rolls on past next time. So now we know the cause of the explosion for sure. I can't believe he'd sink his own submarine. What a waste. Okay, but more importantly, we need to get to that torpedo. I better find a path to it somehow. crap. Just to be sure it has a core. Yeah, okay. I don't really see any path from here, but maybe the lever does something. Wait, but what's that other thing? There's no time, it's gonna launch. Don't worry, we can still find a way to stop it. What? How? Even if the torpedo does launch, we just have to stop it from detonating, right? There's still something we can do. I hope. Why was the I hope at the end of that strongest part of the sentence? Okay, here goes. Whee! Wait, what? Came along for the ride without giving too much thought. But was this really the best move? I think so. We just have to keep it from going off, right? I'm sure this poor little rat will thank us too. How in the world did it get in here? I think these outside parts are supposed to be weights of some sort. Spinning black things, right? Apparently their spinning helps the torpedo maintain its balance. They must be pretty heavy. I wonder if we can use these weights to our advantage somehow. Do you know how a torpedo works? Nope. Can't say I do. Wow, detectives sure know a lot. I saw it explained in a book once. On impact, the fuse in the tip is depressed. That in turn sets off the detonator. The detonator, huh? That must be the red button. So how do we stop it? They didn't explain anything about that in the book. Wow, detectives sure know a lot, or not. This looks like just the thing. If we clamp this thing on the fuse, it should keep it from moving. So what exactly does that mean? It means we might be able to stop the torpedo from exploding with this. I have to admit I don't understand all the details, but I do want to give it a try. But before we can do that, looks like we have to get something out of the way first, huh? Can I, like, rotate this thing? Oh god, we're so dead. I don't know what timing I'm trying to do here. Maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, they're different, which is probably bad. I guess I should examine this because I haven't done that yet. This is probably the detonator. Hey, don't press it. The torpedo will explode. Uh-oh, better be careful. But you know, there should be a safety device around here somewhere. Yeah, we found that. Okay. Safety device, huh? That sounds promising. We have to put the safety on before this thing blows up. Oh, there's thoughts. We're almost out of time. At this rate, we're going to blow up the submarine. Uh-oh. We have to set the safety and keep the torpedo from detonating. Yeah, but what do I do about this rat? Yeah, that didn't work. Start. Doesn't seem to be too many, Strong! Stubborn little thing, isn't it? Quite a worthy adversary. You do know the rat is the main focus here, don't you? Okay, true. But until it's out of the way, we can't set the safety device. You're right. If only our missile was here right now. We have to get this little creature to leave somehow. Wait, what happened to my timer? I'm definitely at 0 seconds right now. Oh no, we're out of time. Sorry, Camilla. I'm sorry, me. I'm sorry, rat. Boom. Hey, what's up, Hawkwall? I wonder if it's going to let me start from the torpedo, though. Our missile doesn't have one, but these kinds of missiles have a safety device. Yes. I've got to go back to before entering the missile, it looks like. I wonder, though, if I could have done something with that other core that I... Oh, no. Okay, the fate has changed. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with these things. Like, it doesn't seem to, like, really interest the rat at all. But those are, like, pretty much the only things I can interact with aside from the joint. So I feel like somehow I've got to time these to be stopped in some position or started in some position, or... I think I'm gonna have to read their dialogue again. See if I can get any ideas. Something about the weight. Supposed to be weights of some sort. Spinning black things. They must be pretty heavy. Yeah. Whoa, apparently this existed. Wonder if we can use the weights to our advantage somehow. Okay, so what is the, like, initial state? They're not really exactly opposite. Maybe they are. I just needed to stop them both at the top. Yeah, fair enough. That hadn't accidentally happened yet. Great, we've dumped off the little creature. Wow, those weights were heavy enough to turn the whole torpedo over. Now, for that safety device. Right. There, we've clamped the safety device on. We did it. That should keep the torpedo from exploding. But there's still one problem. It's kind of like dent a hole in the submarine, isn't it? The torpedo is still going to impact. We can't do anything about that. Uh-oh. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's taking on water. Yet. What was that noise? It looks like the torpedo still hit the submarine. But it looks like the submarine is still okay. This changes everybody's fate, including the little rats. Cecil, we did it! What's the matter? You still look unhappy. We stopped the torpedo from blowing up, but we still opened a gaping hole in the submarine. You're right, I guess. I guess that's just what missiles do. They're unstoppable. Huh? Am I hearing things? Anyway, I guess we'd better get back to the present and as quickly as we can. Right, I'm worried about Camilla. And as we quickly can, yes. We managed to stop death for now, but it hasn't disappeared altogether. It's now slowly but surely filling the room. Ah, okay, just kidding. Uh-oh. Water is seeping in through the hole where the torpedo hit. We've got to get them out of here. I better go meet up with Lynn. You must become the torpedo. Interesting that this has like two parts. Each of the three machines is equipped with a fan. Now that I take a closer look, it appears there are two sizes of fans. The lights went out, but this machine still works. Unfortunately, I guess it won't run for very long. But maybe I can use its movements to help me create a path. Better hurry over to Lynn. It's not safe to stay here. And I just don't have the power to stop the water from coming in. It's true. Lynn. Camilla, you're awake. How do you feel? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I pointed that gun at you. Don't worry about that. That wasn't you. Miss Camilla! Oh, Missile, you're here. Oh, poor Miss Camilla. Miss Lynn, what should we do? We have to get out of here before any more water comes in. Cecil should be along any second. I knew Sissy would come. And Missy is here too. I'm so happy everyone's going to be with me now. Camilla! Miss Camilla! I'll get you out of here. If it's the last thing I do, I think I'm gonna cry! Or whimper, as the case may be. I better send a signal to Lynn that I'm here, before it's too late. Oh look, at that flashlight! It's Cecil! He's here! Up you go! Thank you. I'm glad you're here, Cecil. Sorry for the wait. It looks like this room is going to fill up with water, fast. We'd better get out that door as quick as we can. We won't be getting out that door, I'm afraid. The water pressure is too great already. I can't open it. What? What does water pressure mean? Think of it as the force of the water holding the door closed. The water level keeps getting higher and higher in here. So the only way out of here is up, huh? Exactly. Okay, got it. Let's look for a path that goes up. Hey, look at that ladder. I wonder if we can get it down somehow. Good idea. Let's try it. Oh, and by the way... Yes? I can't swim. Neither can Camilla. Don't you have any good news for me? Let me think about it. In the meantime, could you hurry, please? Oh, that actually did something. Okay. There's a door here, too. But it's stuck or something. I can't open it. I'll leave it to your superhuman strength, detective. Okay, that did the trick. You did it, Cecil. Thanks. Oh, God. What was that? Looks like water seeping in isn't the only thing we have to worry about. Huh? Cecil, the flashlight doesn't work anymore. Hey, don't get mad at me. Maybe the contacts are bad or something. Hey, I know. You can fix it with your powers. Okay, now that's just taking things too far. I can try. Oh, hey, great. Did you used to be an electrician in your past life or something? That's a cruel question considering the circumstances. Now, all we have to do is get to that door and we're safe. Oh my God. Ow. Ow. Well, at least all the water should be at the bottom now. Ow. What happened now? Looks like the submarine decided to rear up on its hind legs. I can't believe we're still okay after that fall. Either we're really lucky, or we're dead and we just haven't realized it yet. Come on now, as if the latter could be true. What now? The water sure is rising fast. Come on. You'll just have to go up to the top. To the top! Let's see how I can help with my ghost tricks. What happened to Missile? Ah. Well, I think I see a familiar flame over there. Cecil, there you are. How's it going? How's it going? I'd say it was going pretty badly. You do understand how dangerous this situation is, don't you? Of course, after all, just ask anybody who knows me how much I hate taking a bath. Maybe he's been in danger of drowning before himself. Okay, ready to create a path for these ladies? Of course! Just exploring around. The fact that these pipes are similar is like preventing me from like moving between them easily. Okay, so these fans I can swap for sure. Is there a large fan? Yeah, okay, there's large and there's also a little tiny one over there. I'm pretty stuck at the moment. So just start swapping random things and see what happens. Pretty sure these are like actually identical. Oh no, there's like broken ones and not broken. Are they like broken in different ways? I don't know. These aren't like actually active, so I'm not sure this is doing very much. Oh, thank you for that. Okay. This piston's sticking out right in front of me. It's almost like they're taunting me. Maybe it's a challenge. It might be just that. Think you can climb them? If I wasn't holding Camilla, I could probably do it easily. Cecil, you're not telling me Miss Lynn is to leave poor Miss Camilla behind, are you? Could you just be quiet for a minute, Missile? Those pistons sure do look like they could be used to our advantage. Okay. Oh god. Wait, did I get this backwards? I think I had this like completely backwards. Yes, indeed. Alright. Yes, 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 yes. Irritating. Alright. There, how about that? Wow, this is great. You made a staircase for me. You better hurry. I don't think that water is going to wait for you. Convenient timing. Ouch. Now the steam is getting in the way. It's too hot to get through. What? There's no way to go around either. Think you can do something? Of course we can. We have to. I'd love to get over there myself, if possible. So by closing this valve, I've shut off steam flow to the first pipe. This one looks like it's only shooting down. Look at this. If I swap the pipes, changes how the steam comes out, huh? Oh, I get it. Because the cracks in each pipe are different, right? So each pipe sprays out the steam in a different way, eh? I bet that'll come in handy. Oh, God. Here comes that water again. Oh, I wish I could drink it all up for you. No, Missile, it's too salty. I think the more relevant point is that he's dead, so we can't drink it. Also, there's way too much. Whatever, just do something about this steam. Leave it to me, Miss Lynn. Shiver. Thanks, Missile. Crap. There, how does that look? It looks great. All that horrible steam is cleared out of the way. Okay, it's not far now. Try to move forward. Ouch. Look up there. If I can just make it to that door, we can escape. Now how in the world am I going to get up there? Don't yell at me. If you want to yell, you can yell at me. Missile, how can I yell at you when you're so sweet about it? I think you just did. Let's look for something to pull Miss Lynn up with. Yes, something to whisk Miss Lynn and glide her ever so gently to the top with. Hey, are you being sarcastic? Yes, always. Probably. Alright, now this is what I'm talking about. Alright, raise away. Whew. Sorry, I can't do it. Open it. Hurry. Is that any way to ask for something? I don't know if I can do it either. It's no use. I can't budge it. It must be stuck. Oh no. No! This way! Grab. Eek! Eek. What just happened? I can't believe my eyes. Lynn and the little lady suddenly vanished, leaving only darkness and seawater. The submarine continues to sink down into the deep, deep sea, but I still want to try and make my way up as far as possible. I still want to head up to find a single ray of light to illuminate the truth at the bottom of this deep, deep darkness. So am I still at the door? I might just still be the door. The upended submarine continued to sink, slowly but surely. A long, long journey to the bottom of the sea. Lynn and the little lady found the darkness and salt water closing in on them, but at the very last second, something saved them. Now it looks down at them quietly. My head is filled with one giant question. What in the world is this thing? Eek. I see you managed to survive, detective. Hey, you're... Excuse my appearance, I seem to have lost my body. Oh, and you there. You're the ghost who's been saving Lynn all evening, aren't you? You knew about me all along? Of course, what else would explain all those unnatural things happening? If you knew, how come you didn't do anything about it all this time? And how come you decided to save us all of a sudden? I thought you wanted to get revenge on us. I don't really know. Please, you gotta tell me. I need to know. Who in the world are you? Cecil, look at you. What happened? I can't hold on to that image of myself any longer. You can't remember who you are? That's right. I came all this way tonight trying to chase down my lost memory. For quite a bit of tonight, I thought I was you, Cecil. Cecil. My name isn't Cecil. I bet you'll remember really soon. Who you are and who I am, too. What? The man in front of me is not me. I'm even further away from the truth. Or maybe not. Something is stirring in my mind, a memory about to emerge. Do I know this man? Now that I've shed my image of myself, I feel like I'm one step closer to the truth. They got us good. It's all over for this submarine. Its engine room is destroyed. There's a hole in the hole. A hole in the hole. And it's sinking as we speak. What are you doing here? I thought you had a deal with those people. They betrayed me. I was a fool to trust them. They already have what they wanted now. The Temsic fragment. I didn't know they had it all figured out. You mean they figured out the source of your powers? Yeah, that meteorite's radiation has two effects on living creatures. It gives power and time. If you don't mind, we'd like to hear more. Another effect of the meteorite's radiation has on us is that it gives us time. Again, I think this time effect is centered around the theme of death, but it's not all that clear. So, the fact that it can return to 4 minutes before a person's death is another effect of that meteorite. One of the characteristics of that meteorite is its ability to replay the moment of death. Replay the moment of death. Ah, this is all so strange and confusing, I can't take it all in. It makes about as much sense to me as anything else. Thanks, Missile. Yeah, strange and confusing, that just about sums up the object that pierced my body that day. Thanks to that meteorite fragment, my very existence is a contradiction. What do you mean? That day, when the fragment pierced my heart, I lost my life. However, because it remained inside of me, that fragment continued to constantly regenerate my body. In other words, my body was continuously cycling between the moment that it separated between the moments that separated my life and death. What? My body's vital functions stopped 10 years ago, but my body's time is perpetually stopped at the moment just before death. Time just stopped, huh? So I simply existed, not really alive, not really dead. That pretty much sums up these last 10 years for me, ever since that incident in the park. My body hasn't aged a day, my hair hasn't grown an inch. Come to think of it, that old pigeon guy mentioned something. He said he couldn't cut this guy's body with the scalpel. So I guess as soon as an incision was made, his body would be regenerated. Wow. Wow. These 10 years, I've been watching that junkyard superintendent do his research, and I think I've kind of got some of it figured out. The meteorite's radiation gives spirits special power, like possessing and manipulating objects, and in my case, swapping objects. Exactly. Apparently, there are individual differences in the powers we get, and it seems these powers change as time goes by. They do? Yeah, my powers have changed over these past 10 years. At first, I could only manipulate small living creatures. Now then, how do you suppose we got these powers? It's simple. Is it? How then? In a nutshell, we died while exposed to the energy emitted by the meteorite. Its radiation. That's what it does? Dying while being exposed to the radiation? On that day, 10 years ago, a fragment of that meteorite pierced my heart, and I died. So of course, I received special powers. Hey, wait a minute. Is that how I got my powers too? You know, you might be right. Aren't the Temsic remnants still right there in that park at the bottom of the crater? You're right. So that must mean I must have died in the presence of the meteorite's radiation too. Before I left this country, I wanted to do one thing. I wanted to get revenge on the people who stole our lives. Our lives. ... As part of the deal, I made those guys promise to cooperate. Cooperate? You mean the kidnapping? It all went fine. I manipulated the Justice Minister and made him issue the execution order, but I thought he might call off the execution at the last second. So that's why you wanted his daughter kidnapped. But they kidnapped the wrong girl. Little did I know, they had their own reasons for cooperating with me. Huh? Their objective was to wipe out everybody who had to do with Temsic. Detective Jowd was one such person, so they were happy to cooperate. Inspector Cabanela and that junkyard super, they were slated to be wiped out too. And as it turns out, I was one of their targets as well. So, they stole my Temsic fragment, and here I am. But they had one more, final target. You, detective. Me? If you weren't there in the park that day 10 years ago, I never would have thought of doing something as stupid as taking a hostage. Okay, but I was just a little kid playing in the park. Yeah, I know. Huh? 10 years later, and you'd become a detective looking into Jowd's case. Tonight, I invited you to a quiet spot on the edge of town. It was a trap, you see. I told you who I was. You never saw my face that day 10 years ago, so of course you didn't recognize me. I took possession of you to make you shoot me. Your subconscious resisted me. Such incredible power. It was the first time I wasn't able to control someone completely. The aim was off and the first shot missed the mark. The junkyard was equipped with security cameras. I knew you'd be wanted for murder. That was my plan anyway. But they had other ideas. They simply wanted you wiped out. But then, something threw a big monkey wrench into their scheme. I showed up. I was supposed to meet up with them after that. But then something went wrong. What happened? My body disappeared. Aha, the inspector in white was responsible for that one. My precious bargaining chip was in that body. I had to get it back no matter what. That inspector caused me no end of trouble. But why were those people targeting me? I never even heard of the Temsic meteorite. Because you were looking into the Jowd case. They thought you would find out about Temsic sooner or later. And that's pretty much the whole story. The only thing left to do now is to wait for water pressure to crush the submarine. Oh no! There are no cores that link from here to the water's surface. I have an idea. We hook up the phone line and... There are no communications down this deep. They meant for this submarine to be my coffin. A coffin for the dead. There is no escape. I think I kind of understand now. What you've been feeling these 10 years. You what? This feeling, cut off from the world, all alone in a submarine, sinking slowly towards the bottom of an endless sea. This must be how you felt all along. Lynn? Camilla! Is it true? We're stuck here? What? Oh, If my dad was here, I bet he'd save us. Oh, Camilla, I'm so sorry. That's funny. What is it, Cecil? There's something else I don't understand. Why would they go to all the trouble of detaching the control room? What? Why didn't they just steal the Temsic fragment and escape, if that's what they wanted? Why did they have to jettison your body off into the sea? That's a good question, but I guess it doesn't matter now. Why now? We'll never find it again. We have no idea where it was launched to. Wait a minute. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. This will tell us where Detective Jowd is. That present from the inspector in white. That's right, Detective Jowd told me to hold on to it for him. And the bullet is still in this person's body in the command room, right? Then we should be able to tell exactly where it is with this. But even if we find out where it is, how do we get there? We should be able to figure something out between the three of us. With our powers, right, Miss Lynn? Right. Oh, and wait a minute. What about the torpedo? What about a torpedo? A torpedo? In any case, it's way too early to give up. Looks like Detective Jowd is our last hope. Come on, let's get started. I'd better not open this. Such a peaceful mood at the moment, no need to throw cold water on it. Well, I wouldn't go so far as to call it peaceful. So, my dad isn't here on the submarine? Don't worry, we're gonna go get him right now. Okay. I hope I didn't hurt Lynn's feelings what I said about my dad saving us if he was here. Oh, don't worry about that. Comments like that just roll right off Miss Lynn's back. She's really thick-skinned. Ouch. I'm gonna start being tougher, too. I want to make my dad proud of me. Miss Camilla! I'm sure your dad is very proud of you, Camilla. So, his shell is definitely there in the command room, right? Just without the fragment? It's there, yeah, but I don't know about calling it a shell. Detective Jowd's watch will tell us exactly where it is. Right. He said it was the radio receiver, didn't he? There might still be another torpedo on this submarine. If we use it, we can get to Detective Jowd. That's a brilliant plan, Detective. You think so? Haha. So, what are you gonna do, ride on top of the torpedo? Of course not. You guys are gonna go. That's why it has 2 cores. Darn, I kinda wanted to see that. Did you want to see me drown? I can't switch to missile right now. Oh, this is the room. Wait. No, I'm confused. Oh no, okay, I know which room we're in. We haven't been in here before. Why is this machine shoving grapes at me? Well, this looks like the private cabin of the top officer, doesn't it? This machine is probably for feeding him grapes while he lies in bed. Oh, it sounds heavenly. I've been thinking about this for a while now, but don't you think that country's use of technology is just a little off? Says the guy who made a deal with said country. Anyway, it looks like the arm of this machine is a bit busted. The torpedo room, huh? There might be another torpedo left there. I'll go check it out. Oh, I get it. You're going to use a missile to ram into the control room. Well, I don't know about ram. We just don't want to blow Detective Jowd up, but something like that. We'll climb up to the torpedo room too. Up is definitely safer. Okay, I'll see you there then. Looks like the torpedoes can be launched manually with these switches. There are 2 tubes, so there should be 1 more left. Guess the first thing we have to do is load it into the tube. When it comes to missiles, you can count on me. I'll enter the coordinates of the command room into the torpedo. Excuse me. And I just turned on the backup power. We ought to be able to use the switches now. Okay, let's try it. Good luck! How's it going there? Just calculating the command room's coordinates now. Have to put a slight offset though, don't want to blow it up. I'm sure Detective Jowd would appreciate that. Well, leave this to me. Good luck with the loading the missile. Okay. This switch won't budge, maybe it's broken. But I don't think the entire device is broken though. It would probably work just fine if only I could move this switch. Just have to find a way to move it somehow. But I can't do it with my powers alone. I guess I need to talk to Missile. That makes sense. What will happen to these 2 ladies? I think that's up to us and our powers. What? This is no time to be standing around unsure of ourselves. Will you lend me your strength, Missile? Me? Of course I will. Count on it. But I also want to talk to... Please help my dad, sissy. I'll be okay here, I'm not scared. Leave it to me, Camilla. We'll be back with your father to save you, I promise. Wait a minute, Cecil? What? What is it? What you just said. I wanted to say that. Thank you, Missile. We can do it. I know we can. There we go. That torpedo looks serviceable. All set on this end too, but something's odd. What is it? The command room. It looks like it's slowly sinking. Sinking? Yeah, like it's completely run out of power. I wonder what happened. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out. Right. Okay, hop in the missile. I'll launch it for you. Okay, thanks. Wait, but what about missile? I've already set the torpedo's course. I'll head toward the command room where It'll head toward the command room where Detective Jowd is. 12 seconds after launching, it'll pass by the command room for an instance. That instant will be your window of opportunity to jump over to the command room. Okay, got it. And then we'll find a way to come back and save you. That'll probably be my last task tonight. Just hold on until we get back. Okay, come on, missile. Missile? I'm sorry, I can't go. What? I just can't. How could I leave? I can't leave Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla behind. I can't do it! Missile. I swapped the switches so the missile can be launched. You'll have to do the rest, Cecil. I can't do it either. I can't ask Missile to come with me after that. I understand exactly how he feels. I want you to go, Missile. What? But Miss Lynn? You staying here won't change our fate. But if you go with Cecil, you might be able to make something happen. And that's our only hope. But what if that something doesn't happen? I'll never be able to see you again. Never ever again. Even I can understand that. I couldn't stand that. Don't worry, Missile. Miss Camilla. I just know you and Sissy can make something happen. I believe in you. I'll be right here waiting for you. We'll see each other then. Don't worry. Miss Camilla! Womp. That's a good boy, Missile. Now, are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw this switch. We're ready. Cecil? Yes? We never found out who you really were. But that doesn't matter now. All I know is that I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything. I'm glad I met you, Detective. We're gonna see each other again, right, Sissy? Right, Missile? That's right, we promise, old lady. Of course we will! I'll never forget you, no matter what happens. Here goes, then. Good luck, friend. 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010, 1,011, 1,012. Okay. These 12 seconds are lasting an eternity. I strive to think of a way to save Lynn and the little lady the whole time. But how can a ray of light, of hope, reach this far down into the deep sea? Before I can think of an answer, the 12 seconds are up. Detective Jowd! I bet that big masked man did this. I'm gonna bite him! You better not. You might break your teeth. The command room has lost power and is sinking. So I wonder what this masked man is going to do. Let's talk to Detective Jowd. Is he alive? Ah, crap. Alright. Odd time, but give me a minute. I'll be right back. Alright, let's do this. Sorry for the wait, Detective Jowd. Who are you? Are you Cecil? Please excuse my appearance. I can't believe you made it here. How is Camilla, and what about Lynn? Well, it's kind of a long story. One long story later. So the submarine is badly damaged. Why would he do that to his own submarine? I wish I knew. I know the answer to that one. It's because he's afraid of my powers. You followed us? I didn't even notice. It's been 10 long years, Detective Jowd. Are you Yomiel? So, you remember me, do you? How could I possibly forget? So that's your real name, huh? Yomiel? That's right. But those people on the Yanoa were calling you Cecil. That's just an alias I was using for my deal with them. I didn't see any need to tell them my real name. Could you do me a favor? Would you let me ask you some questions? I've been trying to find out my true identity all night. Sure, go ahead. I'm sure there's plenty we can still tell you, right, Detective Jowd? Right. 10 years ago, you were a top systems engineer, weren't you? Systems engineer? What's that? By the way, I'm a top Pomeranian, you know. Well, it's kind of hard to explain to a dog, but it's a person who's good at using computers. Don't mean to brag, but I was one of the best in the industry. That's how I got roped into joining that project. Project? What project? It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top secret information. The goal was to build a new system using multi-dimensional programming theory. What? I was asked to join the project by an agent of the government. It doesn't sound like something a top Pomeranian would know anything about. To me, it just sounded like another challenging job. However, this project was also the target of a secret plot. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime the nation's top secrets might attract. I never thought, for the life of me, I'd ever have to deal with spies. It was never made public, but every organization in the country moved on this one. And then, one day, the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect. I was the guy who built the core of the system. The police arrested you, and then that incident happened. He escaped from the interrogation room and took little Lynn as a hostage. By the way, Detective Jowd, when was it that I was proven innocent? About 6 months after your death. I'm so sorry, Yomiel. 10 years ago. Whee! Clonk. My soul was split from my body, and I lost everything. I was sealed in eternal darkness. I existed in this world, no question about that. But nobody noticed my presence. What good were my powers? They didn't help anybody. Not even the passage of time could heal my pain. In fact, it only made it worse. I wanted to disappear, but I wasn't even allowed to do that. The way Lynn described it is exactly right, sinking slowly towards the bottom of an endless sea. An overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair, and I wanted all of you to suffer what I was suffering. And so that's why you murdered Alma. That's right. I wanted you to know what it was like to lose everything you cared about. I wanted you to feel the same pain I felt. What? It was the twisted wish of a mind poisoned by infinite loneliness. And then, as I was plotting my revenge, I had an idea. I came up with a plan to use these powers of mine to make a deal. The deal. There is something I just don't understand about that deal. I'm sure your powers would be very valuable to them, but what would you get out of that deal? A new life. Life. I asked them for 2 conditions. Number 1 was that they help me with my revenge plot, and the second was a rebirth for me. Rebirth. A new beginning, eh? I didn't care if it was a fake life, an artificial life. I just wanted a physical receptacle for my soul, a name, an identity in everyday life. I wanted to grow old in society that would accept me. And finally, I wanted to die surrounded by a loving family. That's the kind of life I asked them for. A completely man-made life. That's right, I knew I couldn't hope for anything more than that. To make it all come true, I knew it would take a lot of money and a lot of power, and that's why I decided to ask a national government to help me. And their response, in the end, was betrayal. They were making their moves much more carefully than I suspected. They sent spies to this country and researched my powers on their own. And they even figured out what Temsik was all about. And you had no idea they were doing all this? None at all. I was a fool. So then, why did they go to all the trouble of making a deal with you? Why didn't they just steal a hunk of Temsik meteorite from the park? They couldn't. Huh? After the manipulator incidents, research was conducted in this country too. A report was submitted to the government about the source of the manipulator's power. By Inspector Cabanel and the old pigeon guy, eh? At first, the government didn't believe the report. But then, they decided to put the park under surveillance, just in case. Surveillance, huh? It just looks like an ordinary peaceful park, but there are armed agents there at all times. Don't tell me that odd leaflet guy is one of them. No, not him. He's just a plain old odd person. That park is like a silent battlefield on an international scale. So that's why they couldn't steal the Temsik meteorite. And lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy that park in order to secure the Temsik meteorite. So that's it, eh? So the upshot of your grand deal was this, eh? Yep, it's the ending I deserve. But at least there's one thing you must be happy about. What's that? You've managed to seal me away at the bottom of the sea forever. Well, shall we get started? Started with what? Bringing Detective Jowd back to life, of course. What? What good will that do now? But we promised! We promised Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla we'd save them. And we can't do that without you, Detective Jowd. I've been guided by fate tonight to this place. I won't give up now. Alright, fine. Let's see where it leads us. Here we go then. Back to 4 minutes before your death. So, where are we headed? We are not headed anywhere, Detective. What? There was only enough fuel on board to launch us away, Detective. We will run out soon, and that will be our destination, Detective. What are you talking about? That would mean that you're trapped here too. By the way, I am not human, Detective. I'm a remote-controlled robot, Detective. What? Your country's use of technology is just plain off. We get that a lot, Detective. Why would you go to all the trouble to do this? That's nothing but a shell there. It's hardly a threat anymore. Commander Sith likes to provide against any possibility, no matter how small, Detective. Possibility? What are you talking about? There is no need for you to know, Detective. Now it is time to say goodbye, Detective. In the end, your fate remains the same, it seems, Detective. Ugh. Camilla, forgive me. Boom. It isn't over yet. It isn't? Remember what that big masked man said. Any possibility, no matter how small. Possibility. In other words, there must be a chance here somewhere. The possibility of turning the situation around. Oh, I probably should have, tried, like, doing anything before just, like, passing time needlessly. Whoops. Huh? What is it, Detective? Look at Yomiel's shell. There's no aura emanating from his body. Of course there isn't. The Temsic fragment is gone. Could this change in his shell give us some kind of lead? Oh! That's a big time travel! I figured it out. I know what this possibility, no matter how small it is, that they're afraid of. What is it? My time was perpetually stopped thanks to the power of Temsic. His body cycled between the moments that separated his life and death. Right, but not anymore. The Temsic fragment has been taken away. Exactly. So what does that mean? I get it. Your body won't come back to life anymore. The moment the Temsic fragment was removed, my shell became a regular corpse. So, let's see. That means we can go back to 4 minutes before your death? But wait a minute. Exactly when is that death? That's simple. We'll find out. When we get there, let's move! Whee! I fell back through the cracks of time for what seemed like forever, and then I saw it, the final death at the end of this long night. Who exactly am I? I've already seen all of the clues. All I have to do now is remember. The final journey to the truth starts now. Final chapter. When was Yomiel's death? It was 10 years ago, when the Temsic meteorite fell. We traveled back through time, and now we're here at the source of that death. The start of it all is about to replay itself. It's ready! Hold it! Give it up. Do you really think you can outrun me? Eek! Now just calm down and drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her. There's the cat! Huh? Oh, a kitten. Shoo, you might get hurt. God dang. Are you okay? You're alright now. Are you hurt? You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. So that's the Temsik meteorite, eh? It's beautiful looking at it from this angle. It changed all of our fates completely. We can't stop Temsik from falling from the sky, but we might be able to protect you from that fragment and save your life. I don't know. What's the matter, Detective Jowd? To be perfectly honest, I'm scared. If that meteorite fragment doesn't get him, I'm pretty sure I would have shot him. We might not be able to change your fate of dying. I can accept that. What I did is inexcusable. No matter how the future might change, that fact will never go away. If my fate is to die here, then I accept that. This will be our last battle against fate. Beyond that will be a new future. Okay, let's get started. Now, how are we gonna save you? If Lynn would just wander somewhere, that would solve everything. When her sweet potato is almost ready, she's not gonna budge from that spot. But you know, it makes me wonder. A little girl all alone in the park listening to music and roasting a sweet potato? What kind of childhood did this girl have? Doesn't everybody have at least one day in their life like that? Give her a break. Anyway, if Lynn won't budge from that spot, then we just have to have the fragment move instead. Okay, there's a nozzle, there's a nozzle, there's a nozzle. There's a basket, headphones, sweet potato, okay. What in the world is this thing? Oh boy, you even forgot what a sweet potato is? It's a roasted root vegetable. It's good. There's nothing like them on a cold winter's day. They're sweet, and they smell delicious. These guys sure are making me want to try one. Stay back! What are you doing? You're gonna hurt poor Miss Lynn's ears. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. You really startled her. You even made her drop her sweet potato. I know how much this girl loves her food, too. Anyway, at least her fate has changed, albeit ever so slightly. Do-do-do-do. Oh look, at that sweet potato. That big scary sweet potato. That's not a sweet potato missile, that's Mino. Oh right, of course. But look at them. The potato and Mino. Right now, they both have the same shape. So you're saying you could swap them, huh? Good idea, Missile. Okay, here I go, and I'm gonna need your help. My help? Yes, your help. Oh crap, but I can't heck and get over there. Eh. I needed to be on the potato. Crap. Where did I leave missile? Okay. That hasn't changed. Oh look, the lamppost is bending. But it hasn't broken yet. It really is a wonder it hasn't snapped. It might just hold out for a little while longer. If I recall, the Tempsic fragment smashed through the glass lantern on its way down. But if Mino sits firmly in its way, then fate should change. Yeah, but that thing's like still gonna fall on them, isn't it? That's the feeling I get anyway. Where did the potato go? Well, we're like literally all just stuck though, so I mean, whatever. It's about time for that meteorite to come down. Don't worry, Missile, I think we're ready for it. Look what's right in front of the fragment's path. Oh, okay, that giant sweet potato. If anything can get in the way, that ugly monster can. Ouch. Anyway, now the fragment's path ought to change. There, how's that? Look, the fragment's course. It changed a little. Now Yomiel's fate should really change. Wait a minute. Take another look at the fragment's trajectory. Now that it's changed, what's in its path? In its path? No! Cat. Not cat. Ugh! Detective Jowd! The Tempsic fragment shot through his leg. What? But the cruel twists of fate weren't over yet. Come on, put it down. Huh? Jowd, put the gun down, now! If you don't, you're gonna shoot him. I don't know if it's his detective training or what, but even though he's shaking from the pain, the gun doesn't waver. Put the gun down! Oh. No! I knew it. This is my true fate. In the end, I stole his life away with my own hands. I won't let that happen! Missile! The bullet is stopped in midair. I'm here, inside the bullet. Now let's swap it with something. What? With what? Detective Jowd, the meteorite fragment is what made you pull the trigger. We won't let you become a murderer. We have to prove that murder isn't the detective's true fate. And to do that, we have to stop this bullet. There must be something with the same shape as the bullet around here. Potato. Ow! Oh no, we stopped the bullet, but we still couldn't save him. That's not true. My fate of getting pierced through the back might not have changed. But I'm still alive. What? I'm not dead, I'm just unconscious. Okay, so your fate of death has changed, but still, this fate is just too painful to watch, in every sense. I don't think so. As long as I'm alive, that's good enough for me. But we were overlooking one thing. The wheel of fate was still slowly turning. Look out! Wake up! You gotta get out of there! Dang it, my leg won't work! It's all over, we're out of time! Miss Lynn! It's not over yet! But there isn't anything else to swap with! Why don't we just let it play out and then try to find another way next time? Even if she dies, all you have to do is possess her corpse. And then you can redo her last 4 minutes as many times as it takes. No, I won't do that. Why not? Sure, the fact of her death would be erased, but her memory of it would remain, like a scar on her psyche. I won't let that happen, not if I can help it. But what can we do now? Even if we work together... I think there might be something that can be done. What is it? What can Cecil and I do? Don't forget, I'm here too. With 3 kinds of powers among us, we might be able to fight this battle. This battle against the fate of death. Yomiel! Cecil, your power is manipulating objects. Use your power to manipulate this. Huh? I don't get it. Just trust me. Let's go. Alright, I'll try to move there. Now, gather your strength and make it spray as if your life depended on it. I'm dead, though. In that case, make it spray as if your death depended on it. Give it your all. And remember, you'll only have a split second. Alright, do this. Pshoo! Now it's your turn, Missile. What? Me? But what can I do? I think you know the answer to that. Okay, I got it. You can swap them. That hunk of concrete will go back to its original position. But even if I swap them, it still will be right above Miss Lynn. Don't worry. Okay, I'll do it. I'll swap them. It's no use. We can't stop that horrible Mino. What can we do now? I don't see how gaining a second or two helped. Oh, it helped alright. These last few seconds were exactly what I wanted. Last up, it's my turn. Your turn. You know what my power is, right? I can manipulate living creatures. Wait a minute, you mean... That's right, I'm gonna save that little girl. Save her by manipulating my own unconscious body. Oof. Ye gods! Ah, you're awake. Hey, mister, is your knee okay? Huh? Oh, it'll be fine. It's just a scrape. I'm lucky it wasn't a fatal hit. The main thing is that you're not hurt. You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. Do you think you could go call the police for me? I think you could do it quicker than I could. But... What's that? This is a detective's badge. We give them to children who have been very brave. A detective's badge? Thanks! Okay, you know what to do, little detective. Are you alive? Yeah, sadly. Hang on, help is coming. What made you do such a reckless thing? To be perfectly honest, I don't really know. When I came to, my body was already moving all by itself. It was as if somebody else was controlling me. I see. But you know, I'm glad it happened. There's the cat. Hey, mister! I found this kitten. It was over there. Come to think of it, I just saw it a few minutes ago. It's probably a stray. It's kind of limp. Is it okay? I don't know. I think it's unconscious. It's funny, it doesn't look like it's injured or anything. Poor little kitty. How about if I take it to my house and look after it? Would you like to come home with me, little kitten? Well, looks like his fate just changed in a big way. Whose fate? That kitten's, of course. Cecil's. Cecil? The name Cecil echoes in my head. That's my real name. These long, lonely 10 years. You were my one and only friend. How about it? Do you remember now? Old friend. I think I finally remember. 10 years ago, I was a little kitten that wandered into this park. I was weak and all alone in the world. Hold it! Somebody, please look at me. Huh? Oh, a kitten. Shoo, you might get hurt. Somebody, please reach a hand out to me. I had just only died at the time. I had lost everything, my life, my memory. My body wouldn't move anymore, but I still managed to reach out a hand to him. The next thing I knew, my soul had transferred to the black kitten. With no recollection of who I was, I lived as a cat with you for a while. After a while, the man regained his memory. I went back to being just a cat, and then the man got his body back. I took my body back from the morgue. There was somebody I had to go see. Just one more time. Took control of my body and hurried to her house. But I was just a little too late. I had just missed her as she left this world. She left me with a note that said, "I'm coming to you, Yomiel." The man named me Cecil. It was the name of something important he had lost, along with his life. His fiancée. He told me about it once, but I didn't understand what it was. Those 10 years were very happy for me, but they weren't happy for the man, and there was nothing I could do for him. For 10 years, I wandered through the darkness with no particular place to go. As time passed, my powers gradually changed. At first, I could only manipulate small creatures and objects, but then, after a while, I could manipulate people. That's when the darkness inside me deepened, and I started to get a little twisted. I wanted light. Distorted, artificial light. When I got my revenge on Lynn, I would see that light. Or at least, that's what I had tried to believe. I left my old self buried in that junkyard and walked away. Cat. The black cat. I was possessing Cecil then. It wouldn't look very much like a murder if the corpse got up and walked away after all. So, you borrowed the body of your old friend. Cecil was inside that bag I was carrying tonight. I had no intention of leaving my friend behind in this country when I left. But then, when I went to possess his body, I realized something horrible. What was that? Cecil, there, inside the bag, was dead. What? Flashback within a flashback within a flashback within a back in time. I wasn't able to control her completely. The first bullet didn't hit anything, or so I thought. But it did hit something, didn't it? It hit Cecil inside that bag. Yes, that's when I lost my life. Right there, in the presence of Temsic radiation. And that's when I got my powers of the dead, my ghost tricks. I think I understand it now. Why I was the only one who couldn't get his memory back. It was because I thought that corpse was me. It was the only corpse I could see at the time, after all. But as it turns out, it wasn't the only dead body. My true death was hiding just behind that corpse. Now that I think about it, do you remember what you said? That you knew all along about me saving Lynn tonight? If you knew, why didn't you try to stop me? It's simple. Because I couldn't, even if I wanted to. Huh? Why not? Remember the thing about individual differences in the powers we get? I can control all kinds of things, from the living to the dead. But even so, there are some things that you can that I can't. You mean, I can't even rewind time, let alone change the fate of a death. If I could do those things, I would have saved your life. Not only that, but I never would have just let my fiancé stay dead like that. But you're here, 10 years in the past now. That's thanks to your powers. I just tagged along with you. In any case, now the starting point of this entire tragedy has changed dramatically, altering fate. The fate of your death, the kitten Cecil's fate. And I can just bet you the fate of the woman you love has changed too. Yes, I believe you're right. So, this was the last fate to be averted, eh? So, Yomiel, it looks like your plan for revenge ended in failure. Yes, and I'm glad too. I think I kind of understand now what you've been feeling these 10 years. She understood. She shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from the darkness. Well, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born. Right, we should get back to our new present. I can't wait to see Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla again. So these past 10 years will now all vanish. Well, not completely. The memories of all of us here will remain, including the memory of what I did, my crime. That's the way this game of the dead works, eh? And no matter what the reason, there's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage and tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that either, the most inexcusable crime in my new life. Hey, Cecil. Yes? When we go back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It will be like we never met. So, before that happens, I just wanted to say one thing. Tonight, I stole away your life with my own hands. I'm truly sorry. That's already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed now, right, Yomiel? Thank you, Cecil. I'm so very glad I met you. Me too, Yomiel. Cecil? Are we ever gonna see each other again? I couldn't stand it if we weren't. Don't worry, Missile, I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. We'll just have to wait until then. Cecil, I'll never forget you! I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy. Well, it looks like you come to live with me now. So let's be getting home, little black cat. Home, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jowd. We all witnessed the birth of a new beginning, and now we're going back to our new present. We said goodbye to the parts of our stories that would be lost, believing that someday our paths would all cross again. Wait! Before you go back to a new present, I wanted to thank you. I was wondering about this guy. Before I cease to exist. Oh, it's you! Yes, it is I, Ray, in case you've forgotten again. Thanks to you, everything has turned out as I hoped. I am really grateful to you, Cecil. Thank you. But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own lost memory. Yes, I know that. I know all about you. Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know, who exactly are you? Fair enough. I will tell you. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. You changed the fates of many people tonight, the first of which was hers. Ow. If you had not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die in that lonely spot on the outskirts of town. If that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? Let me tell you a story. The story of a little creature. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartment. They stole the wooden box from the ceiling, hiding place, and left. And in the process... RIP. 2 little dead bodies were left behind. However, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out his paw towards his mistress, and that's when a miracle occurred. What? Look at that, the powers of the dead. But how? He didn't really understand it himself, not yet anyway. But with all you know now, I bet you understand, do you not? Hey, wait a minute. That's right. He died inside the aura of that strange energy. But unfortunately, with his meager powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There just wasn't anything he could do with only the power to swap objects. He needed the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady. The little fellow chased after the men, but there still wasn't anything he could do. In the end, he was left behind with the man in the red, deep, deep sea. And then he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death. What? What? We're back! He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other version of the story of this night. The story that has taken these 10 years to be retold. So that was you, huh? How do you grow old if you're dead? That's right, I'm Missile. Old Missile. 10 years is a very long time in dog years. You couldn't change the fates of these people on your own, so you decided to wait those 10 years out. Exactly. And then, at last, that fateful night rolled around again. By this time, I had grown old and my powers were weak. So I decided I needed to find somebody to help me this time around. Somebody who possessed different powers than me. But wait a second, you were able to manipulate that desk lamp. Over the course of the long years, my powers changed, my ability to swap objects weakened, but I became able to manipulate small objects. But in that case, why didn't you cooperate with yourself? Because I couldn't. Huh? From watching The Man in Red, I found out there were individual differences in our powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could do, like travel through telephone lines, for example. What? It may not seem like much, but it's a very important power, especially if you're trying to chase somebody. But there's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me? Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before on that night, the first time around. We what? We met before? From listening to the conversation of the two intruders to the apartment, I learned that Miss Lynn had lost her life at the junkyard at the edge of town. I followed the Ghost World paths to the junkyard and came upon an incredible scene. Imagine, if you will, there in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling desk lamp. It made my fur stand on end, I can tell you. That was me? So I was shot on that night the first time around as well. You had lost your memory that time, too. You had just died and you felt confused. You decided to cooperate with me. Declined? Oh god. I did what? I just want to find my own lost memory. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. That's what you said. Goodbye. And then you disappeared. Away over the telephone line. I'm really sorry I didn't help you. That's why I decided that this time, I would use the desire of yours to our mutual advantage. Mutual advantage? The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path to doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be the path to the Man in Red, Yomiel. What? I gave you the information you needed to know to set you in the right direction. And then I gave you a time limit. A time limit? That's right. As you know, I said you only had until tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found out the truth tonight. And the man in red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea forever. If that had happened, it would have all been over. Then you mean that thing about ceasing to exist? Oh, that? Completely made up. A little naughty of me, I know. But I just wanted to use your time wisely. Oh boy. I hate to admit it, but this little doggy really outsmarted me in every way. Let's just call it the wisdom that comes with age. And now, it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with it, so will I. Missile, I believed in you. I always knew you could do it. And so did you. And so you did. I can read tonight, holy smokes. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Missile, so you waited and waited these 10 long years. All for the sake of your two ladies, Lynn and Camilla, huh? Of course, because that's what doggies do. Now then, farewell, Cecil. And so, the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody but us knew what had really happened in this town tonight. I made my way back to a new present. Huh? How come it's dark? I'll just turn on the lights here. Heh, were you surprised? You bet I was. You nearly scared me to death. Yippee, it worked! But it's not even my birthday today. It was my mom's birthday the day before yesterday. I made the surprise for her, but it came out so well I wanted to use it again. That's alright, Lynn. After all, we're celebrating the birth of your new position as detective, right? Really? Thank you, Detective Jowd. Dad, you're home! Hi, Camilla. Let me introduce you. This is Lynn. She was just assigned to the detective division today. Hi, Camilla. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Lynn. Congratulations on becoming a detective. Huh? Is something wrong? You have one of those badges too? Oh, this? Yeah. I have one just like it. My dad gave it to me the other day. But yours looks a lot older than mine, though. Haha, how long are you going to keep wearing that toy badge, Lynn? What's wrong with it? To me, this is the symbol of a real detective. It's been 10 years since then, hasn't it? Who would have guessed you'd actually become a detective one day? When you gave me this badge, I just knew. I knew it was my destiny somehow. Destiny, eh? And now that I'm a detective, I'll find out where that destiny will lead me. Haha, that you will, that you will. Meow. Oh, hello. Don't tell me you're that same little kitten. That's right, the very one. You know what? This is a very, very special cat. He's 10 years old, but he's still a kitten. Still a kitten? Yep, he never got any bigger or anything. Wow, what a mysterious little fella. I know, right? His name is Cecil. Cecil. It seems to me I've heard that name somewhere before. I think Cecil likes you, Lynn. Alright, everyone, let's start the celebration. Okay, Mom. It's a pretty big kitten. I bet you're just like me. Your destiny led you here somehow, too. And so we meet again, Cecil. From just that single night as a human, I got a glimpse into their world and learned something. Their fates, their lives, they were all interconnected, somewhere, somehow, in some way. And now, this is my new fate. I guess I really am a cat. It suits me just fine to curl up and watch. Watch the strange and beautiful patterns of their lives as they unfold. And it looks like I'll have plenty to watch here for quite a while. Roll credits. Happy birthday to our lovely Lynn. Like I said, it isn't my birthday. Hey, Missile, I thought I asked you to stay home and guard the fort. But birthdays are for celebrating together with friends and loved ones. Nothing like it, baby. The most epic spaghetti eating of all time. There, how do you like that? Not bad, huh? But definitely not good. Maybe now I can be a great detective just like Inspector Cabanela. What kind of example is the Inspector providing for his men? Indeed. Here's your food, gentlemen. Memory, what are you doing here? I heard you were going to be picking up the new members for Special Investigation Unit today. So you took on a part-time job here again just so you could eavesdrop? Oh, you have no idea the lengths I go to reach my goals. She bugged the chicken. You can see it shining. La la la, I've never cooked this way before, so exotic, so something, I couldn't read that fast enough. He's still singing! Is this really necessary, this new curried chicken? Oh, but our very best customer requested it. Now good luck with the taste testing. Clonk. That is a lot of chicken. Oh boy, I don't think I could eat another bite. Just who exactly is this very special customer anyway? You really sure we need all these explosives? Not to worry, Beauty, my dear. I followed the instructions exactly. 12 kilograms of gunpowder, just like it said. Wait a minute, 12 kilograms? I thought it was 12 grams! So this is where you work, huh, Papa? That's right, sweetheart. Darling husband, don't you have any ideas at all you could give me? You must have heard some Jersey stories, the indiscretions of a minister, perhaps? Now, must you talk that way in front of our darling angel? Here is to the stodgy mind of my darling husband. This deal is going quite well. Oh, I must say, these grapes are quite good, my man. The Yonoa is about to scrape the bottom of the sea, sir. Be forewarned, sir. Egad! Keep it together, man. Are you trying to give me a case of the vapors? I believe I nearly just died of fright now. Love, peace, and pigeons. Long live rock and roll. Oh, god dang it. Stop the park from charging admission. Protect the rights of those who live around here. Today's the day, you know. He's finally getting out. You know, everybody's starting to get real tired of seeing you do that. Then let me show you a new dance that's been passed down in our family for generations. We do this when we have a stomach ache. We call it Dance Away the Pain. Oh, I'm real interested in that one. Think you could show me, say, next week? Is that what he said? Reading way too slowly, apparently. Smartphone promotion. Why is he painting? 10 long years, Yomiel. Your time's up today. The young lady who always comes to visit you is waiting outside. Thank you, Cecil. More credits. Donut. Mouse. Rest in peace, mouse. So there are some other achievements. I guess that's all this is they're like Chivos. Sure. I mean, whatever. No need to go through and do those. I don't know what Ghost Puzzle is. Maybe just some extra stuff. Maybe we'll look at that another time. Well, GG's. Yeah. I guess that's it. So I'm gonna cut stream. I don't know what I'm gonna play next, so I'll have to figure that out. Yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good night. I will see you guys around. Peace.